A Look at Seniors is underwritten with the generous support of Centers Healthcare. Heart, Health, Home.
Whoever said nursing homes weren't any fun never visited one of ours. Centers Healthcare. Skilled nursing, rehab, and a whole lot more.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the next segment in A Look at Seniors. Joining me today is Michelle DelSignore, who is the admissions coordinator for Washington Center for Rehabilitation, and of course Lois Celeste, who is the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Centers Healthcare, big company, made a huge investment in our community starting about 5 years ago. They have 5 facilities in our area: Washington County, in Warren County, in Fulton County, in Granville, and in Essex County. And as you know from the other segments you've seen, that we're really concentrating on getting ahead of the curve. Maybe issues with yourself and maybe issues with your loved ones. It might be your parents. You might be the caregiver or whatever. And this is really where Centers Healthcare specializes and where they excel. So, Michelle, let's start with the Washington Center, which is where you're located. What is it like there? What do you do there?
I'm the admissions coordinator at
Yes.
the Washington Center. I bring the new patients in for rehabilitation. I help them get adjusted to their room. I memeet with their families. I also do the marketing for the adult daycare and for the independent living that we have right on campus.
Gotcha. That's a big responsibility to start with, but also one that requires a certain amount of passion and interest in someone's well-being.
Absolutely.
You know, and before we went on air, we were having a really interesting conversation concerning short-term inpatient short-term rehabilitation care, which is a big need. You know this from working at the center.
Sure, we see especially with people needing replacement surgeries and things, or someone who's gotten in an accident or fallen down and isn't recovering quick enough, and they do need some short-term rehab care. And I think part of what you do is very unique around here in helping and supporting the families. I just can't say enough of what they're doing with the transportation for families is just amazing to try to keep you heal.
Absolutely.
When you have the family and the people around you. So
Yeah, sure.
it's a great resource.
You always feel better when your loved ones are with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know, let's face it, we live in such a technologically driven era that you need surgery, you go in the hospital, you get the surgery, but many people will really attest to the fact that you make it through the surgery, that next period, that rehabilitation period, is probably the most important to someone's well-being, right?
It's absolutely huge. You need someone that can provide you the one-on-one consultation with physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy right on site.
Sure. Sure. You know, you think about that if someone, for instance, you mentioned speech therapy, someone has a stroke or something like that, that's a big concern. But their well-being goes beyond just, you know, getting better. It's how you get better. It's the care that would seem to me to be really important, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. The Centers Healthcare looks at the situation, from what you were telling me, looks at the situation to say, okay, we have a specific need for that one patient. But that specific need, some of it is clearly articulated in the services that you provide for them, but there's also a real understanding that the services are much more encompassing, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we have activities that we bring them into every day to keep their life as normal as possible while they rehabilitate to go back home into the community. Right. We don't want them to miss out on their everyday lives and things that they did when they were home.
Sure. Now, we are more accustomed to hearing about long-term care. right? And you do provide that.
Yes, we
Nursing
do.
care, assisted living care, Alzheimer's care.
Yes.
You know, we really encourage you to go to the website, find out all of the services they provide. But, you know, for the purposes of this series, it's really about the patient and the care and the family, putting it together, right?
Yeah, and getting out in front of it. I mean, throughout the series, we've talked about things like Alzheimer's, and we've talked about things like physical therapy and different reasons seniors need services. So this is just another that they can access, and I think it's really important to be aware of them in this community because the adult daycare, you know, whether you can age in place, whether you need short-term assistance, whatever it is, I think Centers does have some great support systems out there. And we work very closely with them at the center
Yes.
as well. So you can always come in, ask us for a referral, and we'll do that. You know, we had a gentleman really fell, wanted to have rehab close to where his family was,
Yes, yeah.
and there wasn't something available. So it's really great to have this service around.
You know what? I want to cycle back a bit on adult daycare.
Yes.
That's something that not a lot of people provide, especially when it comes to getting the patient there, getting them back home again, making sure that their medical needs are being covered, but also their emotional needs, right?
Yes, we do, and we do the transportation. So we'll pick them up at home.
Right.
They have lunch and breakfast, and then we
Nice.
bring them back at the end of the day. And it helps for their caregivers because they want to keep them home as long as possible.
Yeah, sure.
So we're able to give them that break, assistance, so they can do that as long as they can.
You know, just a personal aside here, we were over at the Washington County facility, and we happened to be there a day when they had adult daycare, and they had a great yoga class. And I remember seeing the smiles on everybody's faces in the hallway, and I thought, I want to be here.
We keep
You
it
know,
fun.
if you can
active.
accomplish that, Michelle, you really are accomplishing something. And I mean, you
Absolutely.
see it every day, the joy in the people that come into
Yeah,
the center,
it's a
right?
great group of people to work with.
Yeah, got it. Well, thank you very much for coming. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
The parent organization is Centers Healthcare. Their facilities in Washington County, in Warren County, in Fulton County, Indian River over in Granville, and in Essex County. And as you can probably tell, they are providing the services that you might expect, but really drilling down on that individual need of the patient. And that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming in. Great to see you, Lois. I'll see you
well.
next week.
It was a pleasure.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
A Look at Seniors is underwritten with the generous support of Centers Healthcare. Heart, Health, Home.
Whoever said nursing homes weren't any fun never visited one of ours. Centers Healthcare, skilled nursing, rehab, and a whole lot more.